Have you heard of Outcore? Well, if you haven't, you have now, so listen the hell up. This game is worth your time, you gotta trust me on this one. While the video is spoiler free, I will be talking about the overall structure of the game, so if you haven't played it, go play it before watching this video, because it's best experience completely blind. It's short, free, and is worth every second of your time, I promise you that. You can find it on Steam, so go do that and come back here. Got it? I am not asking, by the way. Go play it. Video won't start till you do. Alright, okay, cool, welcome back. Let's go. Outcore is an indie platformer desktop game made by Dr. Shinobi, which just dropped in September of this year, 2022. The game follows Lumi, a girl with immaculate fashion sense, who's trying to find her way back home from your computer. Yeah, like half this game literally takes place on your desktop. Now, I've seen a couple games sort of do this kind of gimmick, but I can say with absolute certainty that Outcore does this with some of the most brilliant and innovative ways I've ever seen. The different ways this aspect of the game comes into play is unironically mind-blowing and pushes the bounds of what I thought a video game could do. Now, the whole point of this video is to try to get you to go and play the game, so I'm not going to specify exactly how and why the way it uses your desktop is so amazing, but seriously, just trust me on this one, it is truly incredible. So, okay, half the game is on your desktop, cool, yeah, that's a cute little gimmick, whatever, right? So what about the other half of the game? Though Outcore is hard to assign one genre, I'd probably place the other half of the game in the realm of platformers. Especially for an indie game, the platforming here is very well done. Lumi feels like great to control, and the platforming is difficult enough to provide a decent challenge even for experienced players, without being so hard that it risks alienating the less experienced. Additionally, I found the way it introduces more platforming mechanics as the levels go on to be extremely well done. With each new technique you learn, the game gives you ample time to practice it, master it, and then use it against a boss. This is absolutely key when designing a difficult game. To make the difficulty feel warranted, the player needs to feel like they've had plenty of time to practice and get better, or else you risk making the player feel like the game was unfair to them in some way. Speaking of the boss fights though, if there's anything I can say about them, it's that they're pretty difficult. And also, they are goddamn hilarious. In fact, now's as good a time as any to talk about this game's humor. It is very, very rare that a game gets me actually laughing out loud at my desk. Plenty of games will make me do that whole nose exhale thing, but not Outcore. Outcore many times had me actually laughing out loud. This game is legitimately one of the funniest I've ever played, and I guarantee it'll get a chuckle out of you. Oh yeah, and this goes double if you're familiar with internet humor. I don't want to spoil it, but my god. Very early on in the game, there's a joke that referenced a certain very popular figure on the internet, and I think I couldn't stop laughing for a solid minute. If you've played the game, chances are you know exactly what I'm talking about, so yeah, the game's really funny, which is always a plus. Okay, so we've got a funny platform with a gimmick, so what, who cares? Well, okay, let's get serious for a second. While Outcore is a goofy game, it's not beyond serious moments and story beats. As the game progresses, it really pulled me in and made me care about the characters. Some of them, in many ways, feel real, in no small part due to the writing. It is rock solid. Outcore does an absolutely incredible job balancing humor and tension. I really don't want to say much more, but just know this game may not be what you expect at first. Speaking of the unexpected, you know what I didn't expect when booting up this game? How much I'd love Lumi. All the characters in this game are great, and our main gal here is no exception. Any story-driven game needs a good protagonist, and Lumi is a great protagonist. I was worried at first she'd be a little stereotypical, but as the game gets going, she really gets fleshed out, and you really come to care for her and want to see her succeed. This sounds like such a given, but I swear more and more nowadays, I find myself struggling to get invested in the main character of a game. I don't know if it's me just getting more cynical over time or what, but I don't know, I just have a harder time nowadays. So I was really happy to find myself so thoroughly engrossed in the game's story. A story which naturally I sadly can't talk too much about here, but just know it is delightful, heartfelt, and surprisingly emotional. Lastly, this game has some great music. I had a few of the tracks playing in my head for a good while even after completing the game, and each one fits its setting very well. The soundtrack was composed by... oh god. Aviv Yenyi? Yeni? Anyway, it's the only part of the game not directly created by Dr. Shinobi. But yeah, like everything else in this game, the music absolutely slaps. Oh, and yeah, every song I've had playing in the background of this video is from the Outcore OST. So if you're enjoying any of the background music in this video, definitely go give that some love. Oh, and yeah, you heard me right. With the exception of the music, Outcore was entirely made by just a guy, one dude. This free, incredible game was created by a single dude with an idea and the passion to back it up. As far as I'm aware, this is Dr. Shinobi's first game publicly released, and I'd say it's an incredible first impression. I will never get tired of seeing absurdly talented developers sit down and make incredible games by themselves or with a tiny group of people. It's so inspiring to see people commit themselves to such a difficult, sometimes thankless passion. Ultimately, there is so much more I want to say about this game, but I can't. I just can't bring myself to. I can't because I feel like I've already said too much. Outcore is so good that I want you to go into it with as little information as humanly possible. I suppose just by making this video, I may be betraying that in a way, but to be frank, I couldn't help myself. I want people to experience this game and be wowed by it like I was. If just one person watching gives this game a try because of me, it's worth it. Yes, that's cheesy as hell, I'm fully aware. Yeah, look, I get it. This video is essentially a gushy, completely biased rant about an indie game you've probably never heard of. And guess what? I don't care. When a game resonates with me this hard, I can't help myself. Outcore has skyrocketed up into my list of favorite games, and I've been playing games since I was 5, so that's not exactly an easy task. So yeah, you bet your ass I'm gonna gush about it, and you bet I'm gonna have the most skewed, biased opinion in existence. You do the same in my position. And that is why you, yes you, need to go play Outcore. Go. Go on, video's done. Go play it. Come back. Watch this video again. Alright. See you later.